And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Gary Hebert, the man, the myth, the legend. I was amazed, and I was looking to become a better skater myself, and I wanted to be like Gary.
When you look at a guy like this, he's one of the most talented people in his profession. He's been given gifts by God.
It can get frustrating at times when you're trying things that, that maybe don't come as quickly to you as other things. And, you never really felt that sense of frustration with Gary. It was always about improvement and positive reinforcement.
Was it really the end? Was that head injury really the end? God has called Gary to continue to be a blessing to others and to be a passionate example.
My name is Gary Hebert, and this is the World Academy of Hockey, otherwise known as the Inside Edge.
I would recommend anybody that have a chance to come to his hockey school. I think it'd be well worth it. It'd be rewarding to all the kids and anyone he coaches, from whether it's an adult, a professional player, to a little kid like a Mike or a Squirt.
Gary, from day one, has been instrumental to my hockey career. I started out as a potential Division III player, and Gary brought me single-handedly through high school and into a top Division I prospect. I owe it all to Gary, the biggest legend on and off ice there's ever been.
Listen, watch, learn, be confident, and have faith. Those are the answers I was brought to. Yet, I only now am really learning how truly important those 5 things are.
Through preparation, through appropriate thoughtfulness and thinking, we can learn to untie the typical knots between our ears that drive us into underachievement and underperformance. And lo and behold, we can learn, I think, to fulfill our God-given potential.
Gary has the innate ability to make people not only better players, but better people. The life lessons they learn from Gary are incredible.
I can always remember leaving that rink knowing as a player I got better, or I had something to improve on to get better. And I think that's what you excelled on as a coach, is giving us the knowledge to know what we needed to do to get better.
There's coaches who know the game, but can you communicate and create passion in your kids and in your players? And Gary's able to do that.
Gary's got great knowledge and the great hands, but more importantly, his ability to connect with people and care for them. His communication skills, to me, really stand out and separate him, and that's why he's one of the best, in the world.
Gary's a legend. He's a special, special man.
Hello, I'm John Waters, and I'm supposed to announce there is no smoking in this theater, which I think is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of in my life. How can anyone sit through a length of a film, and especially a European film, and not have a cigarette? But don't you wish you had one right now? And I'm telling you that smoke anyway. It gives ushers jobs, and if people didn't smoke, there would be no employment for the youth of today. So once again, no smoking in this theater.
What's up, everybody? It is Tuesday for Meach's Musings, which is odd, but necessitated by the mishaps of the Spark out in Tennessee. So we are here on Tuesday. It is June 4th, 2024. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday? And what do we want to meet about, Matthew? Well, of course, we'll get to our shills, as we do. We did them yesterday during Sapway Sports Bar because that was our Monday show. Matt, I'm doing okay, Matt. I'd like to be doing a little better, but we'll get to that in a moment. And I love the John Waters clip. We actually for as long as I know, used that at the Rocky Horror Picture Show when I was part of, and even before I joined the cast in West LA, Santa Monica, whatever you call it. So yeah, I enjoyed it. The feature presentation also from my time with the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So glad you guys enjoy them. It's a little fun callback for me. Fun, haha. So Musings today is, of course, our shill show, as we do. But I also, somebody is smoking in the neighborhood. I hate my neighbors because it's so hot. I got to keep things open, and I breathe the smoke and it's gross. So if I'm a little pissy, I'm sorry. Yes, NXT is supposed to be good tonight. We'll definitely look forward to that for you folks in the East and everybody that has cell access, top of the hour. But we'll get into that momentarily. So Musings today was originally going to be a lot about me because it's Meach's Musings and a lot of what's going on in my life. But I have had a topic brought to me by more than one person with different complaints about what is ultimately the same thing. So I'm going to put it out there. I have put it out in private in the past to members of the team, and it seems to go unheeded or, not done the way that I would prefer. And as everybody on the team keeps telling me, my name is right here on the marquee. So this is how it's going to be going forward. And if anybody has a problem with what I'm going to say, you are more than welcome to address it once I'm off the air today. Other than about 5:20 or so p.m. when I have a delivery set, or actually a pickup set up, I'm available to talk because it just seems like I'm not listened to when I try to handle things privately. So here we go. In the past, I have had it brought to me that we need to keep private arguments, internal strife, Twitter drama internally. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I have also expressed this to everybody on the team at some point or another. But I'm telling you, the audience, that is going to be the policy going forward, that if anybody decides to come on a show that is produced by, directed by, promoted by any facet of the Jeff Meach Network Multiverse of Media, as long as I have a say in it, then there will be further discussion and it will be dealt with. In that same token, I invite everybody who has a problem with somebody else on the team or somebody that's affiliated with somebody on the team to bring it to that team member. Because yes, the buck stops here. No problem with that. But we're also all grown folk here. The only, as far as I'm aware, and I could be wrong, the only folks under 18 that are featured in any facet of the Multiverse of Media is when my son appears off camera, usually with his sarcastic teenage voice, or the other children of the team members appear either on camera or off screen talking. So everybody here is grown folk. So deal with your shit as such. That's what I'm asking for. That's the first thing. The second thing, and I know I've talked to at least 2 team members about this, if not more. As much as I enjoy and appreciate the enthusiasm of all of my team members trying to reach out to members of the wrestling community, members of the internet wrestling community, members of the so-called journalistic side of things in professional wrestling, I have noticed that there is once again an overabundance of tagging stars within the industry or other websites in the industry, and kind of like, I don't know if promoting is the right word. It just comes off to me very cringy when I see that, especially when my name's attached to it, because I have long learned over the years that going about promotion or asking for interviews or anything like that in that way just blows up in my face. It's happened more than once. I've tried tagging people that I know or that I don't know that I'm acquainted with, however you want to phrase it, and it just makes me look like a dipshit because I know better after doing the podcasting thing for 22 years, after being a fan for almost 34, and being in and around the independent side of the industry for 15. Yes, 15? No. Excuse me, 17 years. Jeff can't count. Buy the Charlotte Great Cherry brand. So I just want to reiterate that point again. Please handle your strife with each other. And that includes the audience, by the way. I'm not trying to absolve the audience of blame here either, because I noticed that a lot of the audience that comes in here tends to get really, really snippy with each other. And that happens on my channel, on the Casa channel. A lot of it happens on the No DQ channel, but I don't run that channel. So I can't really say anything, but please stop it because it just looks silly. So handle your business as adults. We're all adults that have the problem. And let's just keep the promotional stuff to emails or professional messages, as far as like, snail mail, God forbid. But just something that doesn't come off as like a Twitter plea or a Facebook tagging or whatever, because I've done that in the past and I feel silly. Because it comes back to me that I come off looking desperate or idiotic by doing so. So I'm asking the team and I'm asking the audience, as much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, let us book the folks we want to have on our shows in a professional way, going through the proper channels, be it a talent relations rep, be it a PR rep with the company or their own personal agent or whatever. And yeah, exactly. It makes me look stupid as head of the network, and it could put us legally with issues. So yeah, I have zero issue trying to book anybody and everybody for any show. Matter of fact, next week on the Greg Cherry Show, there'll be an announcement because apparently Mr. Cherry has booked himself a former title holder within WWE to be on Jack of All Trades, which I think is awesome for Greg that he's been able to book that. And he did independently. There was no, to my knowledge, outreach of that. And yeah, exactly. I love it when JJ's dad pops on here. I love it when, if my dad would ever consent to do a show, God, because he's just so busy with work. We're tentatively, by the way, we'll get to the shills here for this week momentarily, but next Saturday, right? No. Yeah, next Saturday, the 15th, in addition to our coverage of Clash at the Castle and the independent event from Mission Pro, Summer 11, I'm hoping to be at the LA Doll show with Dylan and with my dad, because my dad's not been to one of their shows in a while and Dylan's never seen them. And they keep asking after the kid because they know how much I love my son and how much he enjoys music. So I think him being able to see that kind of, not unplugged because it's very much electronic, but sort of that raw environment would be really cool for him. Excuse me, goodness gracious, this damn cough. Anyway, so yeah, that's really the bitch of the day. That's what I'm musing about, is just people not letting me do my job in the way that I feel, learning through experience, learning through missteps, learning through successes, that needs to be handled. So there you go. And of course, just save the drama, especially on Twitter, for your mama, as Booker T once. I'm paraphrasing the Booker band there, but anyway. All right. So, no, and I appreciate you not hounding Marshall. I know I'll flat out tell everybody in front of God, everybody, I've been a dick to you about this because I've continued to put you off. And that's 100% me. So what I will suggest to you here and now, is trying to think when the next, I am trying very hard to make our Saturday skirmish, our version of Family Feud, which is going to be in July, Team Jeff Meacham Network versus Team No DQ. So if I need a fifth for either team, and if I can get No DQ, if not, it'll be likely Team Jeff Meacham Network versus Team Greg Cherrybrand or Team, whatever. We will definitely keep you in mind for that. That'll be the weekend, the Saturday before Death Before Dishonor. Like July 20th, I think that date is. I could be wrong with it. I got to look at the calendar here, but I have you in mind, Marshall, and I'm not purposely trying to put you off. That's 100% my bad, though. So I appreciate you handling it with a little bit of dignity. That's very much appreciated. Now, as far as the shills go for the rest of this week and indeed the rest of the year, because we're talking about watch-alongs here, and we'll get to that momentarily. The comments just keep coming in. I love it. Yeah, Josh, you definitely have a decision to make there if we do that. We're working on that. I'm trying to get through karaoke this Saturday first. And let's go. Let's do the shills. Before I do the shills for the week, and unfortunately for JJ, this has to be updated. Didn't have to be this weekend because we're going to be doing the one show that's been added to the schedule on Saturday. So kind of useless. But the other one will definitely be on the watch along trailer that premieres after this Saturday. But for now, other than 2 shows, here is our updated watch along trailer.
And now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Like I said, a lot coming up, and we did actually, within the last 24 hours, add 2 more shows to that. So let me, like I said, I'll get there. But the show that's not happening this week, that's not on that either, is Bloodsport 11. And that'll be coming up on Sunday, July 28th, the same weekend as Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. Dishonor, not Disarmor. Jesus Christ. I'm thinking about Becky Lynch there. Anyway, that'll be on the 28th of July. Yeah, no shit, right? Like we're approaching the halfway point of we're just past June 1st. July 1st is right around that corner. It is crazy. All the wrestling. Yes, exactly, guys. Exactly. All right. So first off, tomorrow, I spoke about the Greg Cherry Show earlier. Tomorrow we will have our special guest, Canary. She'll be joining us for the latest of the Greg Cherry Show interview series. Next Wednesday, as I said, we will have the announcements, and it's good to see Big G here. Good to see you, brother. Much appreciated. Great. By the way, for those of you that are Disney fans that aren't aware of this year is actually Donald Duck's 90th anniversary, and Big G showed me an awesome jacket he got. I'm not the Donald guy. That would be the Renegade more than me, but definitely recommend anybody that is a Donald Duck fan. The Donald Duck 90th collection of merch, toys, all the things is out there across the Disney universe right now. So please go check all that shit out and buy it if you see it, because it's limited time, brother. Anyway, next week, Greg Cherry Show, we're going to have myself and Ella J will be joining us once again as a guest. I think Matty Laws will be there as well. Either way, whoever's on Greg Cherry Show next week, we will have the announcement of what former WWE title holder will be joining Jack of All Trades coming up on June 27th, and that's a Thursday night, of course, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, Jack of all trades. So even Jack of all trades is adopting the old wrestling time frame like the rest of the shows on the Jeff Meach Network because we have a guest. Yes, quite so. Yeah, you know what? Mickey turned 95 last year, as did Minnie, as technically did Pete. So, yeah, gonna be happy birthday, Matthew. Also on your birthday, which we'll get to momentarily. Let's see. So Greg Cherry show next week, Thursday. Simply Predicting on the Casa Dean Studios channel and the Simpleman brand will feature their predictions for NXT's Battleground this weekend, and that's Thursday night, June 6th, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Friday night, I mentioned the LA Dolls. The first of our, hopefully, entire month of live streaming their shows out of the Topanga Social. We will go live just before 7 to kind of lead us into the concert. Those will be non-monetized events because they're cover songs, and I can't monetize music with lyrics on the show. So if y'all want to super chat, I'd greatly appreciate it during that show because I'm gonna need it on Friday because I can't monetize that show or any other shows we do with the LA Dolls because they are a cover band. But my friend Ariel Bevelaire, my friend Rocky Rose, my friend Kaya, and Jazzy. Oh, I forgot Jazzy's last name. Damn, I feel bad. Sorry, Jazzy. But yeah, they'll be there on Friday night, the 7th. So I have a chat here from Richard Rouse. I'll get to momentarily, Richard. Thank you for letting me. I'll go ahead and start it, and I'll read it when I'm done showing. All right, so that's Friday night. Saturday, as we've talked about, speaking of covers, they do a lot of 80s music, so I'll definitely get a lot of inspiration. Open mic night is back with our karaoke for this month of June. It is 80s karaoke. That begins at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. And if you want to join in, you know how to do it. You can spin the wheel, the Renegades wheel, and land on the song and artist of your choice, depending on how much you donate. Again, we'll have all the information coming up for you on Saturday. Yes, prep your ears. No doubt about it. Well, Josh, there is a 80s playlist we'll send out to you momentarily. And yes, 80s wrestling themes do count. A lot of the songs used in the 80s for wrestling were just not generic, but songs you're on the radio. So we'll have all the information again for you this weekend. Then immediately, and I mean immediately following open mic night, Noah, and it looks like me, will have our coverage of Dominion from Osaka, the finals of the Best of Super Juniors tournament. And Noah will be providing play-by-play commentary as only he does, across the Jeff Meach Network Multiverse of Media. And we'll be covering Dominion again on Sunday morning, technically at midnight Pacific. Yes, Real American does count for sure. It's a Derringer song for 80s karaoke, so it might pop up. Then, of course, Sunday night, we'll be live with NXT Battleground. Our coverage at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Again, across the Multiverse of Media, that'll be live from the UFC Apex, easy for me to say, in Las Vegas. Of course, we have Clash of the Castle and Mission Pro Wrestling Summer 11, both on June 15th. And that'll be followed by open mic night as well, just a quote-unquote generic open mic night. And then, as you saw, the rest of the year, man, we got 16 more nights of watch-alongs currently scheduled after the weekend of the 15th, but also, of course, 2 nights of WrestleMania next year, 2 nights of SummerSlam in 2026. It's We Say Gonna Die is definitely a freaking thing. My God, we are going to literally keel over and freaking die. It is just what it is. And of course, as I mentioned, Jack of all trades on the Greg Cherry brand on Thursday, June 27th, will feature a former title holder from WWE history. Now, I'm not necessarily saying it is a former holder of the WWE Championship. I don't know who it is. Greg is keeping mum on this. He won't tell me. He won't tell Maddie. He won't tell anybody. So let me just throw that out there right now. Also, that night at 8 p.m. Pacific, out here in Hollyweird at the Bourbon Room off of Hollywood and Vine, very close to Contagious Theater, as a matter of fact. I'll be there a lot in the fall and the winter. Nikki and Bree show, Mom's Gone Wild tour, will be at the Bourbon Room. Looking to be there on the 27th. So yeah, that's everything that I know is scheduled for sure. I also saw JJ's post on the Casting Studios YouTube that For the Love of Wrestling is returning July 1st. So be on the lookout for that. If you're watching the Casa, that'll be either the night of the shows for the recaps or the standard morning after that he has done in the last year or so. That's really it for me, guys. Just wanted to kind of get those thoughts out there and speak my piece, speak my truth. Because more than one person has come to me about one or more of those topics. So I appreciate everybody being patient. I have grown to become a fan of Nicole and Bree. So you're not alone, Richard. It took me a while, but their respective hubbies and their respective life choices have definitely helped on my front with Nicole and Bree. So thank you guys very much for watching Meach of Musings today. We should be back in our normal Monday slot at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific next week. It really depends on the scheduling throughout the multiverse. But until tomorrow, I'll be on the Greg Carey Show. I will see you guys then. For now, have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night, and we'll see you next time right here across the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
Well, yeah, Josh, but what if she's at the Bourbon Room visiting Nicole and Bree? Then what are you going to do? Just saying. Just saying. Good night, all.